Today, I want to talk to you about how the enemy within us makes us procrastinate. It doesn't allow us to make important decisions that are so critical to our growth. I want to talk about how to identify this enemy and how to beat it. I see this enemy in everyone, including myself. We tend to make excuses, we procrastinate, but in the heart, we know what we should be doing. This tendency to procrastinate is so prevalent, so damaging. That is why this topic is so dear to me. I have other videos on procrastination and its perils. The links are in the description. And if you want to know to what extent you procrastinate, then you can take a test to receive a personalized score and assessment. Again, the link for the test is in the description. Now, let's get started. Friends, let's not allow excuses to keep us from our best life. When I coach people, they often say, I'm not suited for this position because I have the wrong gender, wrong ethnicity, wrong nationality, or I don't have the qualifications, or I'm too big, or I'm too short. Guys, let's get rid of those excuses. George Washington Carver was a renowned African-American scientist who was born into slavery in 1860s. He faced numerous obstacles throughout his life, including poverty, discrimination, and limited access to education. However, he was determined to overcome these challenges and make a difference in the world. Carver was interested in agriculture, and after attending several universities, he became the first African-American faculty member at Tuskegee Institute in Alabama. He developed groundbreaking techniques for crop rotation and soil conservation, which helped improve the lives of many farmers. You know, guys, Carver was also famous for his research on peanuts. He developed over 300 different uses of peanuts, from cooking oil to soaps and cosmetics. And he became known as the Peanut Man. Despite the many obstacles Carver faced, he never made excuses for his circumstances or allowed his situation to hold him back. Instead, he focused on his talents and used them to make a positive impact. His story inspires people to pursue their dreams and make a difference, no matter what challenges they may face. Guys, like Carver, I'm asking you to own your circumstances and pursue your goals. Don't put your future on hold. Let's not make excuses. Be unstoppable. You will say, Poonam, I don't think I could accomplish my goals. I'm not that talented. I don't have the right connections. I don't have the stamina, the personality. Here is the key. If you don't have certain characteristics, you are not as charismatic as the person next door, or you don't have certain talents, then you don't need it. Guys, you don't need it. You have exactly what you need. Now, stop comparing yourself and run your own race. You are best at being you. Nobody can beat you at being you. You are fully equipped and uniquely designed for the race that you're in. So step up to who you were created to be. Guys, starting a YouTube channel is rather unconventional for someone in my position. I struggle with putting myself out there. I still have doubts. I still have negative voices that tell me, Poonam, don't do it. Guys, I have learned to recognize the enemy within. It is part of me. It is my lesser self who always creates doubt. But then I get up every morning to do the things that God put in my heart. I try to align my thoughts with my actions. Guys, this enemy is in all of us. It is that critical inner voice. I call it saboteur because it sabotages our dreams. It causes us to procrastinate. So how is this enemy keeping you from your best life? Do you hear it? Do you recognize it? I was once stuck on an issue and my coach told me, yes, I do have a coach because just like you, I need help. So my coach said, Poonam, you are paying a big price for letting your saboteur overpower you and sabotage your dream. It was tough truth to swallow, but sometimes you need a reality check. You need someone to show you the mirror. So maybe you are coasting like I was, thinking that you can't step up. So let me ask you, what gifts and talents you have on the inside that you have not tapped into? Guys, no ifs, ands, and buts. It's time to step up to a new level. Start learning something new. Take charge of your diet. Dust up your resume. Apply for that job you've been dreaming of. You have a powerful seed lying on the inside. Don't let it be dormant. Water it and let it grow. The enemy is within you. It is that critical voice in your head that holds you back and prevents you from reaching your full potential. I call it my saboteur or my lower self or my darker side. Saboteur is our negative mental chatter. We all have it. This saboteur causes us to put things off and delay taking action. Guys, learn to recognize this saboteur. It can sabotage our agenda in 4 ways. Number 1, it can create self-doubt. We begin to doubt our abilities, causing us to put off a task because we don't think we are capable of completing it. We lose confidence. It labels us as incompetent, not enough. Number 2, our saboteur creates a fear of failure, causing us to avoid a task because we are afraid of making mistakes or failing. Number 3, our saboteur is a perfectionist. It causes us to set impossibly high standards for ourselves, making it difficult to start a task because we cannot meet those standards. It raises the bar so high, the mountain so tall, that we cannot conquer it. Number 4, our saboteur makes us feel overwhelmed by the task at hand, causing us to put it off because we feel it is too much to handle. Guys, our saboteur is very, very sneaky. It is always around in our head. You know what? There is one more person in our head. I call it my sage, my higher self, who knows the right from wrong. But in the battle between sage and saboteur, saboteur usually wins. We listen to our saboteur, we make excuses and stay stagnant. Basically, we procrastinate. So how to fight the enemy, our saboteur within? Well, first step is to recognize the enemy. I was coaching a leader, let's call him Mike. Mike began to recognize when the enemy showed up. It was mostly when Mike was in boardroom setting. When Mike wanted to share a solution or strategy with his team, his saboteur would show up and tell him that his idea was bogus, causing him to never speak up even when the stakes were high. So Mike let others make critical decisions without giving his input. Mike was compromising his reputation by not taking a stand. But a transformational shift occurred when Mike began to recognize his saboteur. So step 1 is to recognize when the saboteur shows up in your mind. Mike also decided to name it. He called it the beast because it felt like a giant who was always pushing Mike down. I have heard many names for saboteurs, and some people call saboteur destroyer, hooligan, or gorilla. A person I was coaching called her saboteur a witch. My saboteur is Goliath. So what's the name of your saboteur? Naming it makes it real, makes it easy to recognize the enemy within. Mike also learned to catch when the beast would start overpowering his higher self. his sage. He began to challenge those negative thoughts. So one way to challenge your Goliath is to reframe your self-talk and focus on your strengths and capabilities, so you can build the confidence and take action even in the face of doubt and fear. Guys, there is always a battle between David and Goliath, your higher self and your lower self, your sage and your saboteur. Learn to recognize it, name it, and reframe your mental chatter. So how did David, a young shepherd boy, defeated Goliath, a giant? Using a slingshot and a stone. Here is what I say to you. Learn to recognize your Goliath. Challenge him as soon as you see him. Strike him in the head and knock him down, just like David did. If David did not kill Goliath, he would have never become the king. Your enemy within, your Goliath, would love to use excuses to keep you in mediocrity. So friends, don't let Goliath win. If you defeat your Goliath, your saboteur, then you will become unstoppable. Your sage will shine. You will become everything you were created to be. Take charge and be victorious.